Why is sorghum toxic? Picture this. A farmer in Texas watches his cattle graze in a field of young sorghum plants. The crop looks healthy, the animals seem content, but within hours, the cows start staggering. They collapse, some of them die before the veterinarian even arrives. This isn't a rare horror story. It happens every year across the United States, Australia, and parts of Africa. Sorghum, one of the most widely grown crops on Earth, can turn deadly under the right conditions. But here's what makes it strange. Humans eat sorghum all the time. It's in bread, porridge, and gluten-free flour. More than 500 million people rely on it as a staple food. So why does the same plant that feeds people kill livestock? Sorghum contains a compound called durin. Under normal circumstances, durin just sits inside the plant cells doing nothing harmful. But when the plant is damaged, something changes. The durin breaks down and releases hydrogen cyanide. Yes, cyanide, the same poison used in spy movies. Think of it like a glow stick. The chemicals inside are harmless until you snap the tube. Once you break that inner barrier, the chemicals mix and the reaction begins. Sorghum works the same way. When an animal chews the plant and crushes those cells, the durin mixes with enzymes and produces cyanide gas right inside the animal's stomach. There is a very specific reason the plant evolved this defense. Cyanide tastes bitter and causes immediate distress. It's meant to discourage animals from eating the sorghum in the first place. But cattle and horses don't always get the message. They keep eating, and the poison keeps building. But here's the fascinating part. Sorghum isn't always dangerous. The poison levels depend heavily on the age of the plant and growing conditions. Young sorghum is the most toxic. Plants under 18 inches tall contain the highest concentrations of durin. As the plant matures and grows taller, the cyanide levels drop significantly. A fully mature sorghum plant, the kind harvested for grain, contains very little of the compound. Stress makes it worse. If sorghum is hit by drought, frost, or herbicide damage, the durin levels spike. A field that was safe last week can become deadly after a single cold night. This is a massive distinction that catches many farmers off guard. They assume that because their cattle grazed the same field last month without problems, it must still be safe. But the chemistry inside the plant changes constantly based on weather, water, and damage. So why humans don't die? So if sorghum contains cyanide, why can humans eat it safely? The answer comes down to preparation. If you look closely at how sorghum is processed for human consumption, you'll notice it's never eaten raw. The grain is dried, milled into flour, or cooked at high temperatures. Heat destroys the enzymes that convert durin into cyanide. No enzymes, no poison. The threat disappears before the food reaches your plate. Think of it like cassava, another staple crop that contains cyanide compounds. Traditional cultures learned centuries ago that proper drying, soaking, and cooking makes it safe. Sorghum follows the same rule. The danger exists only in fresh, raw plant material. Cattle don't have this luxury. They eat the plant directly from the field, raw and fresh, with all the enzymes intact. The cyanide releases immediately in their digestive system. Within 15 to 30 minutes of grazing toxic sorghum, an animal can show symptoms. Within an hour, it can be dead. So what are the symptoms and how to save it? Cyanide kills by blocking cells from using oxygen. The blood stays full of oxygen, but the body can't access it. This is exactly what makes cyanide poisoning so fast and so deadly. Animals suffering from sorghum poisoning show rapid breathing, drooling, staggering, and convulsions. Their blood often turns bright cherry red because the oxygen has nowhere to go. If a farmer catches it early, there are antidotes. Sodium thiosulfate and sodium nitrite can reverse the effects if given quickly, but the window is narrow. Many animals die before anyone realizes what's happening. Prevention is simpler than treatment. Farmers are advised to avoid grazing sorghum until it reaches at least 2 feet tall. They should never let animals into a field after frost or drought stress, and they should test suspicious fields before turning cattle loose. The tragedy is that most deaths are preventable. The knowledge exists, the testing is affordable, but every year, farmers lose animals because they didn't know the invisible chemistry happening inside an ordinary-looking crop. So the next time you see a field of sorghum swaying in the wind, you'll know there's more going on beneath the surface. A defense system millions of years old, hiding cyanide in plain sight, waiting for the wrong set of conditions to turn deadly. For humans, proper cooking removes the threat entirely. For livestock, the danger is real and often fatal. Sorghum isn't evil. It's just a plant protecting itself the only way it knows how. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button and subscribe.